There, I'm ready. The music's ready. Everybody's ready.
We're ready.
Pop music. Pop music.
My alter ego.
I'm going to start getting DMs from people asking me to take that away from you.
That's my favorite little guy. Look at-
I know. That was a fun one. Well,
Okay, here we are.
Here we are. We are Eat, Talk, Repeat. We are back at it again. I'm excited to see you. You made it back, John.
Yeah, it's been a rough.
You've been roughing it.
It's been a rough 10 days.
Introduce yourself.
Well, today, let's call me John Curtis, the peripatetic epicure.
Peripatetic epicure.
How's
you
that?
are. It's
yeah,
great.
yes, I'm all over the place.
And I'm Ash Watkins, the hamburguesa principesa of Las Vegas. Although today I
We'll work for tacos.
tacos.
Well, hold up a little better. Oh,
I got so
where'd you get this? Artistic. Very cool.
very
cool.
I got
Okay.
this lovely T-shirt here from. It says "Catch of the Day, Get 'em Hooked." Old Manny's Seafood Shack.
All right,
So,
and we're
thank
big
you
fans.
guys, big fans. I love
Old
it.
Manny's.
We are Eat Talk Repeat. You can go to our website, eattalkrepeat.com, for updates. Be sure to subscribe to the newsletter, The Amuse Bouche.
Yes, I read it cover to cover this week. I'll have you know.
It drops weekly on Wednesdays, unless we have technical difficulties for whatever reasons, because, technology.
Yeah.
And then you can also email us, cheers
At eattalkrepeat.com.
There you
Yes,
go.
Cheers at eattalkrepeat.com.
So if you're coming to Vegas, you have questions, you live in Vegas, you just want a question answered, shoot us an email. We'll either address it on the show, but
We had a good. Oh, sorry.
I was going to say 9 times out of 10, we will also email you back with our answer. But what were you going to say, John?
Well, we got a good one later. Later in
do.
the show. I mean, sometimes you just want to make a comment, and this fellow, we'll talk about later towards the end, talks about all the restaurants he misses and the chefs he misses, and it was a great little reminder, a little trip down the memory lane, things like that. You can be peevish or cheerleading, or cheerleader, and everything in between.
Everything
Yes.
in between. So
Yeah.
send us your emails. And so later in the show, we're going to get through a bunch of restaurants, but primarily the one I think we're going to spend the most time on is Aroma Latin American Cocina. They moved to Chinatown. I also have been to Holstein's Le Club by Partage, Proper Sandwich Company.
Look at you
I know.
putting in the work. Heavy lifting being done.
I know. Cipriani's, Old Manny's, in and out like 5 times. Meraki.
What's it like being a bachelorette? You never cook, do you? You never
I really
cook.
don't. Yeah. Meraki and then 1228 Maine.
Well, 1228 Maine's on my list too.
This is just the general one.
Oh, the
so
general
that
one, yeah.
includes yours.
Okay, very good.
Okay, so let's get into the meat of the episode, John.
The meat, food news you can use.
There it is. So apparently there is a new bar opening or has opened with 140 plus cocktails on the menu.
Yeah.
Have you heard about this?
No.
Okay. So the RJs reported the opening of class cocktails in Vermuteria.
Which I was just in Spain.
Yeah.
And these vermuterias, I think they call it. I should ask Jose Andres how he pronounces it. They're everywhere.
It's a vermouth bar.
Yeah, vermouth bar. Basically, the digestivos, amaros, and everything in between. But I'm sorry, South Rainbow near West Charleston.
I know, it's out there.
I mean, that's just not even. That's like breakfast places and a couple of banks.
Yeah,
are
like
out
Norm's and my Sprouts
there.
and Home Depot.
Yeah, and Home Depot. That's a big Home Depot, and I think there's a Blueberry Hill or something like that out there. I mean, I don't understand some of the people in the food and wine business, but
Maybe there's a need. Maybe there's a little hole in the market, John.
There's a pent up vermouth demand,
Yeah.
just waiting to burst forth on West Charleston at Rainbow.
I'm kind of curious about it, so I think I'm going to go check it out. So Class,
Yeah.
it's the bar. Opened partner is Joseph Latazzi, longtime bartender. And the quote they gave Neon at the RJ is, Class is the bartender I always wanted to spend time in, a place where every detail matters, where classic cocktails are treated with respect, and where people can genuinely connect.
I'm just trying to figure out where it is at Rainbow and
Well, you got
and
your little phone.
I know. I mean, I'll look it up in a minute, because the food gal and I are up and down that avenue all
same.
the time, and God bless. I mean, this is the second head scratcher we'll talk about today that I go, what are you really thinking here? But let's we got to root for these places because
We do.
if they're doing something fresh and new, and a vermuteria is definitely something Vegas has not seen before.
I hadn't even read the word until I was
Yeah.
putting this together. So, and they have a daily vermouth hour from 4:44 p.m. to 5:55 p.m. I don't want to be the bearer of bad news, but that's a little more than an hour. And they have discounts on vermouth cocktails. But there's no smoking, no TVs, no gaming, just cocktails.
Well, this should be interesting. We'll have to give it a ride, give it a go.
Yep.
Well, we were just I was just in Spain and in Mallorca, and I went to Palma, Mallorca, as one does.
Yeah.
And these things are everywhere because the Spanish, especially, I mean, they love to drink and they love to socialize around alcoholic beverages. But
Don't
not,
we
not-
all?
But not the strong ones. Not the
Yeah.
martinis and the the straight scotches and the whiskey sours. They like to sit around with the Aperol spritzes and the vermouths that are generally they're generally like 16 or 17% alcohol, so they're a little higher than wine. But they dilute them with all kinds of fruit juices and club sodas and that. So you can sit there and sip on them over time, and you barely get a buzz unless you're, seriously got issues like yours truly, or the truly one beside me here.
So go check it out. Go check out Class Cocktails in Vermuteria, and they're open
I think it's
for
vermouth.
Vermuteria, 4:44 p.m. to 1:11 a.m. Wednesday to Sundays, because apparently those numbers are lucky.
And you don't have to drink. You can drink all night long and barely get a buzz.
Right.
That's the good news. Okay. So this next one is disturbing to me. I'm sorry, and I don't give a shit. But go ahead, tell everybody what it is.
The largest In-N-Out has opened on the Las Vegas Strip.
Who gives a flying?
Yeah, I think Vegas is a town of people coming here to get things that they don't get where they live. In-N-Out's only in 10 states, John.
I liked what Josh and Rachel said on their Twitter feed.
What did they say?
It was disturbing how excited people are getting in Las Vegas for the 19th In-N-Out opening up in town. And that to me says it all. I mean,
It's the largest.
okay, it's just it's a chain burger restaurant.
So good.
Are we going to get the Burger King going to get your panties
No,
wet
ew,
in the
no.
future? Come
No,
on.
In-N-Out's
Well,
where it's at. I
but
love
In-N-Out.
In-N-Out.
How about Five Guys? Does Five Guys, get you? No. Well, but In-N-Out, yeah. But I bet the owner of Five Guys will tell you his product is just as good as In-N-Out. So why
It's
aren't
not as
people
cheap.
making a big deal? Not as cheap. See that? So it's all about being cheap.
No, it's about quality you can taste, John.
at a bargain basement price. Okay.
Yeah, I love it.
That's
okay,
what
well,
I like about White Castles. Look at her sneer.
it's barely a bun. The
right.
onions are
Okay,
horrible.
the steamed onions. Okay.
Okay,
so,
yeah. Okay, so go check it out. In-N-Out opens. I'm excited about it.
Okay, big.
But
deal.
actually,
Okay.
wait, before we move on, fun fact about In-N-Out. One of the things I love about them is the service. How often do you order at In-N-Out and they get it wrong? Okay?
Never.
Right. So also, I guess in mid-April, a top executive for the chain reported to the RJ that they were expected to open this location later in the summer. Yet here we are, early June,
Well,
open.
Ahead of schedule.
Look at that.
I mean, how often
Look
does
at
that happen?
Right.
Yeah. I
So,
mean, how did they do it? I mean,
Bravo.
poor Steve Kessler at
Oh, my
at Aroma talked about how he had months and months of delays.
I know.
Because they wouldn't approve. The county wouldn't approve the kitchen at the new Aroma when it had been a functioning kitchen with approval
Gotta love it.
for the past 10 years. Okay.
Gotta love bureaucracy.
Yeah.
But okay, so In-N-Out's here. I'm happy. You can't have enough of them. Next up, China Mama goes to Hendertucky.
Go. I mean, Ivy Ma continues her Chinese hegemony, Chinese food hegemony
Yeah.
in Las Vegas. Wow.
Yeah,
I
China
mean,
Mama has now expanded to Henderson, and it opened on St. Rose Parkway, I think last Friday.
if I'm counting correctly, that is the 8th China Mama related restaurant in the Vegas Valley.
Yep, lucky number 8.
Hey, good for
yeah,
them.
between Spring, Hauchi, China Mama, China
Yeah.
Mama, China Mama
And,
Express.
and there's a China,
yeah.
yeah, exactly. And
And then
I
there's
haven't
one in
been
the
back to Spring, and I loved Spring when we went, but
know.
I just don't get over it that way much anymore.
Yep.
Okay.
So what do you think?
I think China Mama has a very good product. I will say that Hauchi, I said this a couple weeks ago, I think I've been to Hauchi for the last time, though. It felt just very stale the last time we went. And we had a couple of bad, not terrible, but it just seemed like, they weren't on their A game. And when you go to a Chinese restaurant more than once in a row and they're not on their A game, you start looking around for alternatives. And that's the way I felt about Hauchi the last time I went. But the last time I went to China Mama, loved it.
Yeah, I think Hauchi's been really facing the struggle of all the construction on
Right.
Charleston. That Charleston Road has just been absolutely shredded for a year, basically. And
It's also the redheaded stepchild of the whole operation. It's just a small little joint, wedged into West Charleston there. I don't think it has the personnel or they have the expectations or it fires on as many cylinders as the big full-service restaurants elsewhere in the chain of China Mama places.
I think when it opened, it was supposed to be more just light bites, street food, or
Right.
different. And then now I think it's basically just a delivery Uber Eats outpost.
And as you sit there, there's always 2 or 3 people in the restaurant, but there's a steady stream of people picking food up.
Yeah, well-
so I don't know. I don't want to badmouth it and it wasn't just me. It was the wife, who's a huge China Mama
And I
fan.
don't know why they didn't use the real name, China Mama.
Yeah, I don't know. So maybe I'll get back.
But
to
okay, go check out the one on St. Rose Parkway
Now,
if it's out there.
This next one has got me
Puzzled?
shaking my head. I mean, worse than the Vermateria going out on
Really?
Rainbow. Okay, I mean this. Go ahead, read it, and we'll take it from there.
The headline is legendary André's restaurant space is being reincarnated. So the South 6th Street building has been vacant since André's closed in 2008. So it's been vacant, people, for almost 30 years.
Yeah,
And
20 years.
almost 30.
2008.
Oh, yeah, okay.
2008, not 1998. 2008. So it's 2026 minus 8 is 18. Okay. Yeah, you don't do a lot of arithmetic in your.
No.
Okay.
I use a calculator.
Okay. So it's almost
Okay.
20 years. 18 years
Almost
is
20 years.
18 years it's been.
Wow.
18 plus 8 is 26.
Is that how that works?
Yeah. And I learned that in the 3rd grade. Why didn't you?
I did. I've just moved it out for something else. French Riviera Tropezien Bakery is preparing to open up in the space.
Look at me.
If I had a cricket sound effect right now, I would play it.
Look at me just going WTF in my head. And we were overseas when I heard this. Maybe
Yeah.
you sent it to me or producer Sammy sent it to me. And I'm like, what? And I'll tell you why. I'm not just being a negative Nelly here. I will tell you why.
So unlike you.
Because remember, I used to go to Andre's, and I was there when it was in its heyday, and I watched its slow dissolution and not destruction, but the slow erosion of of what was once a great restaurant in the early 2000s, and the 2000. The Great Recession of 2007-8 just was the final blow. And I have watched with fascination now for the last 15, 16, 17 years what they're going to do with it. I have toured the property with real estate people. I have actually gone there with chefs and their contractors in tow, looking at it. And most of this was more than 5 years ago, but nothing's been done to the property in the last 5 years. So certainly nothing's been improved there. And I was told minimum, it would be $1.5 million to get this thing back into anything. And some of the contractors that I toured it with were like, just scrape it and start over again. There is just too much work to be done. So when I hear that someone's going to go into an ancient building that's literally crumbling around itself into a kitchen that hasn't been operational in almost 20 years, in a building that I was told needed a whole new kitchen and a whole new everything, and they're going to open in mid-July, which is like what?
The worst time.
The worst, and like around the corner. So many red flags are exploding in my head. I'm going, what are they doing? Who are they? How are they getting this thing back into any sort of usable condition? What kind of investments being made? Where are they getting the money? Indeed, are they really sinking any money in, or are they just doing it on a fly-by-night fashion, just slapping a sign up, throwing a coat of paint on? How they get approval from the city building engineers will be a department will be interesting, and then saying, let's see if people will buy our croissants when we go there. So, color me skeptical, and I'll leave it at that.
The building was built in 1970. Whew.
1970, and its heyday was the 80s, and believe me, it was a beautiful building back in the 80s and 90s. Even though André and I clashed more than once, I mean, he was once the only game in town and a very good game, and it was beautiful. It had a lot of plaster arches and a lot of cubby holes and real cool dining rooms and a very neat bar, and it was quite the hangout in the 80s and all the way through the 90s. But to see something that run down, somebody say, "Oh, I'm going to move in and open a bakery here," I'm just not buying it. I'm just not buying it, and I mean. I don't know.
Maybe they need a loss-leading business to like sink some money for tax purposes.
Well, how much money? Yeah. Well, I'm telling you, I heard contractors tell me the demo was going to be $1 million to get the just to rip the kitchen out, to put a new to start with a new one. So I'm just who knows?
They're not amateurs. This French Riviera Trapezienne bakery,
yeah.
they're around town. They've got 2 other locations, and they were in our croissant crawl.
Yeah, they were.
The one out East Henderson or something.
Yeah, it's way down there. Yeah.
And I think I went and picked those up. Cute little spot, but
I don't know.
it's no Breige. It wasn't in our top 4.
It wasn't even in the top 10. Yeah. To me, it's not about the quality of their eats.
It's the location.
And let's pretend it was spanking new.
Yeah.
I don't know how you make a go of it right there, right now. Because
with French food or just in general?
In general, I mean there's nothing around there. There's no enthusiasm or energy around that place. You're in the back. You're in the backside of the federal courthouse with nothing really around you
except sleepy.
Yeah, very sleepy. And even the lawyers, because of the new generation of attorneys who don't go to their offices as much and don't have as well staffed offices, it doesn't have that kind of dynamism and electricity and energy that fueled the days of yore when people would hang out at a bar downtown and go grab a bite to eat at André's and all that. That's all gone, and the happy hours are all done.
Yeah,
So
or they're coming to the
how
Arts
many
District.
croissants are they going to have sell? So let's just see. I'm bad mouthing it. I'm not bad mouthing it. I'm just skeptical that they're going to be able to
That's
pull it
tough.
off. Yeah.
Well,
All right.
good for them.
And I hope they open, and I hope it's the best thing on earth. I'll be if it is, I'll be there.
We're not getting a lot of French around here.
Yeah.
We've got Bar Boheme. We've got who else? Well, Breige opened over in Henderson.
I think 12. I call 1228 a French restaurant. By
Yeah.
the way, I do. I mean, it's the pastries in the morning. It is pure French bakery there from 8 until noon. So,
yeah. And then you got that fork that you loved so much on sale.
Ooh. Yeah, our friend Bordeaux Bob wants me to come to a Scotch tasting there, and I can't bring myself to it. And I love Bordeaux Bob, but first of all, I'm not a Scotch fan. Secondly, this idea of whiskey with food is dumber than dumb. I've trashed that before. It's just it's the whiskey sellers are trying everything to get people to drink their whiskey, but matching it with food just doesn't work. It never has, and I don't care how expensive the Scotch or how good the chef. Just doesn't work. So fork, who knows what a fork is.
Speaking of French and James Trees, on June 20th, James Trees and his pastry chef Jake Jorgensen are launching a bakery pop-up at Bar Boheme. So for the first time ever, you will be able to show up and buy Esther's bread to go.
That's cool.
That's cool. Go get Monzu's. You can do that. You've been able to do that forever.
You know, we should do a sourdough
Off.
bake-off with 1228s because their breads, I mean, Food Gal's nuts for the sourdough at 1228.
A lot of people are.
Yeah.
So you can go get Esther's famous sourdough Parisian-style baguettes because they're now doing French brunch and all of these pastries and croissant.
Hey, have you had it with pop-ups, or do they still excite you?
Well, I don't call this a pop-up. This is just a kind of a once a month bake sale. I think a pop-up is when you take a space that's dying or struggling and some concept comes in for a month or two. That I get sick of. Don't get me all excited about something that's going to eventually disappear.
Yeah, exactly. And I just think you could wear yourself out if you're a foodie, a true foodie, not a Las Vegas
Just chasing
Facebook foodie,
pop-ups?
Chasing pop-ups, and most of them don't come to much. Anyway,
So yeah, I don't consider this a pop-up, but every third Saturday of every month, 8 a.m. to 11 a.m., go check it out, Bar Boheme Pastry Bake-Off.
all right, pastry bake-off.
You got any news that you've heard?
No. I was gone. So I mean, I was just having fun on the French Riviera.
Also, back to In-N-Out. You shit on In-N-Out, but you always, it's one of the things you come back to America and get, isn't it? A burger or Thai food. Haven't we talked about this?
Yes, usually it's Thai food or Mexican food.
Okay.
But no, I enjoy an In-N-Out burger as much as anybody. I just don't buy all the crazy hype around it, okay?
It's better than a smash burger.
Not better than a Yukon pizza burger or a Stay Tuned burger or a Jive Turkey burger.
I think they're different.
Or a Peter Luger burger or a Delmonico burger. Okay,
Peter Luger's not a smash burger.
Okay, I'm just
Delmonico, you have to get dressed up.
Yeah. Well, that's my brand.
You couldn't go get your Delmonico burger like that right
yes,
now.
I could. I mean, come on. Yeah, okay.
All right, let's take a break. We're going to go through some restaurants, go over Aroma Latin American Cocina in depth, and a listener question.
All right, very good.
Welcome to Salmon Ash, the new standard for personal injury law, because you deserve a team that delivers real support and results. When you have both, your whole world can change. Salmon Ash Injury Law, because you deserve what's right.
Buongiorno. This is Nicole Brisson, and you're listening to Eat, Talk, Repeat.
You pushed all the right buttons.
Pop music. Pop music.
We'll work for tacos.
I will work for Old Manny's Seafood Shack's Tacos. I love that
That's
place.
a great shirt. And we've been mispronouncing Nicole Brisson's name. Apparently I've been mispronouncing it for 20 years.
Yeah, we've been calling her Brisson.
I've known her for 20 years.
Calling her Nicole Brisson. And
I knew
Brisson.
she was French. I knew she had a French background, even though she's fluent in Italian. But yes. And but thank you, Nicole, and we love having our chefs introduce us. And I made a mistake. I said I was on the French Riviera. Actually, I was in the Mediterranean Riviera last week. Last week.
How dare you get your Rivieras
I know.
mixed?
I was in Mallorca, and it was just talk about a beautiful place.
It looked stunning.
That was just incredible.
Well, now let's talk about some fine eats around town. I'm going to run through some spots I've been to, and then we will save Aroma for last.
Okay, are we going to talk about this restaurant review? Basically, template or
yeah, we can rate. Okay, yeah, we can do that.
this is, what do we call this? Our formula. Our
formula.
Our formula for rating things.
Yeah, I'm not going to rate anything out of 10, but I'm going to tell you my favorite part, least favorite part, and if I'd return and... Because I think rating out of 10 is hard.
Well, the idea of the whole stars thing and everything. Yeah. I mean, I do like what one of my Chinatown lunch boys says. You know, when he chastises us, it doesn't have to be the best of anything. It just has to. You know, there are just levels of there's average, there's above average, and there's way above average. You know, and then there's below average, and then there's terrible. So if you look at it that way, there's only everything you can rate everything on a scale of about 1 to 6.
Yeah.
You know, and if it's terrible, you know, we'll just say terrible and move on. And if it's way above average, you know, everything from an Old Manny's Tacos
Oh, so good.
to Joel Robuchon, right?
Right.
You
We
know,
go high, we go low.
Yeah, we go high and go low. So I like. Occasionally, I might go. I'll give it a 7.5, much as I used to rate women.
You don't want to know what they were rating you.
Yeah,
Don.
yeah. Don't you love the arrogance of men
yeah.
doing that? Yeah.
Yeah.
How would we stand up to it? Okay, so anyway. Okay.
Okay, so first up, Holsteins. They relocated from the Cosmo downtown here in the Arts District. Been here a little over a year. Went over there with a staff member of my office for a quick lunch. Happy to see it was busy. Very cool little vibe in there. Full, long bar. Ordered some snacks. We did the buffalo chicken dip, burgers, sweet potato fries, and the person I was with ordered a Oreo cookie milkshake. And if you know, they're famous for their shakes.
Yeah.
And it was right after we recorded, and you said your favorite's a malted extra malt shake.
Extra malt.
And
Extra.
walked over there and got this Oreo cookie shake. And they do hard shakes, so they have alcohol in them. But you can order any of them without alcohol. And that would be my least favorite part, was how good this milkshake was. It was giant. And then it came with an ice cream sandwich on it. And I stole the ice cream sandwich and just took a bite out of it as a joke. And then I ate the whole thing, and I was angry that I liked it so much. So it was my least favorite part, I would say, of the meal, is the milkshakes there are incredible.
That's your least favorite thing. Is how good it was.
Yeah. And the
Okay,
burgers are great. So I really liked that. And
They're
recommend
already
it.
I think they're 2,000 calories for the milkshake, and add booze, it's 3,000 calories.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you definitely want to share it, especially in the summer when it's hot and
Yeah,
all.
yeah,
But
it's-
really enjoyed it. Think it's a cool location, especially family friendly.
And they're open for lunch too, right?
Open for lunch.
And they have really cool little booths
Yep.
and a full bar. So
Yes.
yeah, it's there's a lot to recommend Holsteins.
I
Yes.
really like it. And then I went to Le Club
Le Club
by
by Partage.
Partage, the Champagne Bar. Went there with our friends Greg and Deanna, good friends and fans of the show, to do their monthly champagne tasting. And
That's
it came out.
fun. Yeah.
It was really fun. So they give you 3 tastings of champagne and send out light bites and trying all the different champagnes. They give you a worksheet. Really cool experience. So
And the prices are good. I mean,
Really
yeah,
good.
yeah, it's if you join the club there, they give you a discount on these things, which is a good 20% under what you'll pay in a liquor store for some of the same bottles. Yeah, it's and the selection is great, and they know their stuff, and that's kind of an insider thing there.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the real aficionados know all about Le Club by Partage and the wine program there.
And they've got a regular wine club also, but
Yeah.
I like the champagne one because it also forces you to try champagnes that you wouldn't otherwise go after.
Did you get the little burger? On the,
Well, no,
on-
we didn't
on-
order any food because we did that before we went to Aroma.
Okay,
So, but the light bites they sent out were
that's my wife's favorite thing. You know,
Yeah,
that
it's
tiny,
silly.
with the foie gras and the little and the
Yes.
little chew pastry. on it.
Yes,
it's
it's-
just. It's like just the size of that big. It's like 2 inches tall, but it's the best.
it really
Yeah,
is.
yeah.
It couldn't. You laugh at how
3 inch.
small it is,
Yeah,
but you don't want any more of it because of how rich
Yeah,
and
yeah.
decadent. Where
so
else?
that's the club. So you went to Proper Sandwich Company.
I did. So everyone was talking about the hat and waiting in line for the hat, and I kind of did my John Curtis yawn.
Yeah,
And Proper Sandwich had been running a special of their own pastrami dip sandwich.
and it's just like a block away, right?
Yeah, it's on Rainbow.
It's on the
just-
same side
yeah.
of the street. Yeah,
So I did that and also got their turkey sandwich, which both of them blew me away. Really good. I hadn't been there in probably a year. You had gone, I think, and did the Italian.
yeah. And,
Loved it, and so I was really happy.
and my
I went back.
my boys hated me. They can't.
Yeah.
They're a bunch of Philly sandwich snobs.
I know.
I know, insufferable.
Oh, they're the
as
worst.
as people from Philadelphia often are.
Stick to pretzels, okay? Well, I loved it. Thumbs up. Everything was fresh. Everything was really flavorful. Nothing was too fancy or too overdone, or when places are making sandwiches, like I didn't like. Was it Goodwich? It was just overdone. Everything's melty and drippy and
the Good Witch I thought was overwrought. I used to say. Yeah.
And this was just kind of
clean,
puristy. And so I liked that. Went to the Golden Knights hockey game with another fan of the show.
The one they won or lost?
The lost. But it was funny. So we were losing really badly in the first period, and I immediately, at like 7 minutes left, it was so ugly. I go, you know what? We got to redo the karma. We're going to go do a hot dog run and try and reset everything. And so the crew we were with, we went out and we got hot dogs, which nothing better.
Nothing better than
just straight mustard,
cool
dog. Yeah. So afterwards, though, we righted all of our culinary wrongs.
So blue collar of you, though. I mean, I'm impressed.
Right? I did not have a Bud Light with it, though.
Okay, so what wrongs did you right?
So we righted the culinary wrong of a hot dog, I guess, and then ended our night with Scropinos and at Cipriani
Scorpinos,
with focaccia.
Ooh,
the veal Milanese.
Oh, you went. Oh,
Yeah, it was fun.
That's a night for you.
It was really
hot
fun.
dogs to veal Milanese. I love it.
Right? Just a regular Tuesday night.
Yeah.
But it was
only in Vegas, by the way.
And it was funny. A lawyer from California was in town and sent a picture of himself in front of Cipriani and texted me and said, "Hey, I'm in your hood." And all I could see was his face and Cipriani. And I go, "In Vegas?" And before he could respond, I peeked out. And sure enough, he was standing outside. And I walked out and I said, and he goes, "Holy."
What were the odds?
Yeah, so that was funny. And then
I want to set one record straight about Cipriani. It's practically my private club, but we're going to lunch today, Friday, for the first time in like 6 weeks. I haven't gone 6 weeks without a Cipriani lunch.
Wow.
In 5 years. Yeah. So I miss it. I do. Well, I've been traveling all over Honolulu, and then.
Oh my gosh,
yeah,
the world's tiny.
Yeah.
What food item on the menu are you most excited to have again?
Well, I think about the pastas a lot because they do some. I think they do some of the best pastas, and Trees always gets on me, and so does Nicole Brisson, because they do killer pastas at their places too. But some of those Northern European Venetian pastas, I just find so simple and so pure. The gorgonzola with the gnocchi, things like that. The focaccia, and I will die on the hill that the Cipriani pizza is one of the top 10 pizzas in Las Vegas. I mean,
top 5.
It is up there.
It really is.
So there's. So,
if you like Neapolitan, if you're obsessed with Detroit pizza, it's not for you.
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
Like we gotta caveat that. But I love Cipriani pizza. The focaccia is pizza without cheese. So if you've got someone that has a lactose issue, and I sometimes enjoy it more.
Yeah. I like the veal Milanese too. The pounded veal chop, with the crusty with the Parmesan crust on it, which is wonderful. So so I'm missing all the food there. We're gonna really cut it up there tomorrow for sure.
And then walked over to Old Manny's Seafood Shack. That's where my T-shirt's from. Love them.
What's your order at Old Manny's?
I get the black pearl tacos, and it's melted cheese, some spicy black negra salsa, and shrimp.
Yeah.
And pickled onions. It's really good. I like they're doing a World Cup special right now with $5 fish tacos, $5 cervezas, I think $7 micheladas.
I think all of his seafood stuff is
really
the best of that. I love Letty's tacos too, but I think the strength of Manny's is the seafood stuff that he does.
Yes.
And that how do you say gobernador?
The governator.
Gobernador. How do you?
It's like how Arnold Schwarzenegger would say, governator.
Yeah, exactly. Well, it means governor. I mean, but I don't speak Mexican.
And there we go. We made it about 40 minutes. That's pretty good for us.
I apologize, Manny, but I love that combination.
It's melted cheese with shrimp in it. It's really good.
And their spicy tuna tacos are so good. Okay.
So love Manny's, and it was busy. It was like 1:30 in the afternoon, busy, and Metro loves it. So
and you go there and get some merch. So we'll work for tacos.
We'll work for tacos. In and out 5 times, and then Meraki.
5 times. Yeah. Come on, you need some variety in your life.
I mix up my orders.
Well,
John.
I'm actually impressed you went to all these. While I was
you.
flying all over the world,
Yeah.
you did this. So.
And I was out of town. Meraki, the Greek spot, had that.
Yeah.
Very good.
He's
Loved it.
expanding too.
Yes, opening one in the
yeah.
Arts District here pretty
Right.
soon. So
Which it's going to be interesting to see how it competes with the Great Greek, because I think Meraki is going to be better than the Great Greek.
yes,
Yeah, and it's going to be interesting to see how they tee up against each other. So let's.
but there you go. Now, 1228 Maine and Aroma we share.
My thing is that was my very first meal off the plane coming back
Aroma?
from France and Spain. No, it was I thought I think I tweeted out it was Aroma, but I forgot that morning we went to. I was craving just some kind of you know how it is when you're jet lagged. And I didn't know what time it was, so we went there early in the morning and got a ham and cheese croissant, and it was.
Oh yeah.
I mean, there are two great ones in town, Cafe Brege and this one. And Burgundy Cafe and Bakery does a really nice one too. But, I mean, the one at 1228 Maine's slaps.
No cap.
Okay.
It's so good.
Yeah.
You know who actually has a good one? Vesta.
Yeah.
They have a great one.
Yes, they do. Yes,
Yeah.
they do. And the food gal loves the avocado toast at Vesta's.
Yeah.
We get coffee at Bungalow a lot, and I love Bungalow coffee, and they're right across the street. We can see both of them from where we're sitting right now.
Yeah.
But Bungalow's food just is like, it's just off the back of the Great Buns Bakery. But Vesta really puts it out there, and as does 1228 with their food.
So I love 1228 Maine too. I went and I had, what did I have when I was there? I don't even remember. It was so good.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So yeah, and as I said earlier, my wife loves the bread there. So she makes we get half a loaf about once a week now, and sometimes twice a week. I say, honey, get a whole loaf. She goes, no. She goes, because I don't want it to get stale. So she's you know how you women are. I said, get a whole loaf, freeze half. No, she literally likes going.
She likes
like
to get
every
it.
third day and getting a half loaf.
Let the woman
Yeah.
live, John. Gosh. I just need 1228 Maine to bring back the BLT. Bring it back.
Okay. So,
Okay.
all right, so then now let's get to the star of this week's episode,
Steve Kessler's baby.
Aroma Latin American Cocina. Okay, so I went, you first.
Loved it. It's so good. The menu's expanded because he's in this bigger space. He's broken it down by region, so you can see exactly, because it's just all Latin American kind of cuisine. He's pulling from different experiences he's had. And I had the Cubano sandwich. He did a little Cubano kind of bikini sandwich. Really incredible.
He calls it the Cubanito.
The Cubanito.
Cubanito. And yeah, I'm looking at he has north, basically, just think, I said this is the Las Vegas's greatest North, Central, and South American restaurant, fusion restaurant. So he has North, Central, South, and Caribe in the Caribbean. He has the Cubanito, which is basically just tiny little deep fried Cuban sandwich, which is spectacular. And it's only about 2 inches by 2 inches, maybe 2.5 inches by 2.5 inches.
Yeah.
But it's fantastic. And
I think I had a different Cuban sandwich than you did.
Mine was a Cubanito.
Yeah.
What
I don't
did you
know.
have?
I had it was more of like a bikini Cuban.
No, this was.
But the menu's changing.
Yeah, well, did it come with in between two little pigs?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, okay. You mean like this? Yes, like those, like the.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. It wasn't a thick loaf
Right,
to
okay,
Cuban.
yeah.
It was like a bikini, but it had the ham,
Mm-hmm.
it had the pork, and it had the mustard and the pickle.
It was so
and
good.
it just hit. It just was beautiful.
The ceviche he does, or not ceviche, it's like a crudo that he does with the corn nuts and the sweet potato puree. Had that again. Really loved that. Happy to see it made its way over.
He does a Cuba. Did you have this? He calls it a. I don't think it's on the menu. I think it's a ceviche negro. Okay, like a dark one, and it was so good. I literally was drinking the sauce after I was done with the seafood. That's how great it was.
And then we had one taco. I forget what it was. There was mole involved in one of our dishes. I mean, we just kind of let Chef send stuff out that he wanted us to have. We ordered a few things that we wanted to experience. And all in all, I just can't recommend his place enough.
I think it's still feeling its way a little bit.
Yeah, the service is still, there's like two people working service. So
Yeah.
that's what I tell everyone. I go, look, this place is tiny. It's family members working service that are new to service industry.
Seats like 35, I think, maybe.
If even.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're working still to get their liquor license, but if you bring in a bottle of wine, they're happy to let you open it.
Did you have these cool little, these pave potatoes?
The patatas bravas
Yeah,
with the,
with the Gruyere dipping
No,
cheese sauce. It's really, really good. But again, and then he wraps them with some raw filet, like a carpaccio filet. They're good, but like the little cubanitos, you look at them and you go, "Oh, that's nice." You take 2 bites and you're like, "Oh, I'm full." You know what I mean? But I mean that's the kind of stuff. I mean, you don't. Who's ever done this?
Yeah,
kind of
we
food?
had some Wagyu beet tartare that was really good. Also, that's the crudo that I'm
this
obsessed
is the
with.
one.
I could eat that all
this
day
is
long.
The tigre de leche.
Yes.
Leche de tigre. Yeah. This was
Tiger's milk.
I wanted to just drink this, right? And in fact, I think I did. I mean, and this is, you get a little Peru, you get a little, obviously Guatemalan where he's from. Did you do the
No.
No, this is the steak, the picanha, I think is how you say it.
Nope.
Again, it was just strips of steak, the shoulder cut from the, it's kind of a Brazilian thing, South American, beautiful with sort of a thin little crispy cracker with fresh cheese and avocado on it, plantains. I mean, it's the perfect little dish. I think it's like $32. Feeds 2 people. It's all the beef you need, and it comes with this beautiful salsa that you dip the little pieces of beef into. And it's just, I'm not used to food this good, fusing this many countries' cuisines in my mouth and in my brain. Okay?
Yeah,
it's just one of a kind.
It is one of a kind restaurant. It's a must go. They just opened. Be patient with service, but the food will not disappoint.
Yeah,
and
it's pretty. The interior's fairly spare because he couldn't spend a lot of money on that. So,
but it's an upgrade from where they were.
Definitely an upgrade. And we were there 2 nights ago, and it was pretty busy. Yeah. So, and free parking. You park right in front.
Yeah.
Easy in and out.
Love it.
It's great, and it's easy access off the interstate, right at the very beginning of Chinatown, right there. So, it's a party in your mouth. For certain, okay. 12 at the Aroma Latin American Cocina.
And I love his new little logo, the like rabbit.
Yeah.
It's an upgrade.
I wanted to show you one other dish, the cubanito I had, and he did this thing. It's basically sliced mango, very thin sliced mango, and then you peel it back, and there's this salad underneath.
Oh, the mango salad.
And it's like $15, and it's a small portion. If I had to criticize it, the portion was pretty small, but it's this really, how rich and sweet mangoes are, and then this tart little salad underneath it, and it's like he spent time on every single ingredient on every plate that you just don't see in Latin American restaurants very much.
Yeah, and I can't wait to continue to go back because I think I read that he plans to have like rotating weekly specials and dishes.
Yeah.
So it's not going to be a fixed menu. It's going to be changing. And also the plan is to open back up for lunch.
No, I don't think so.
No?
We talked at length about that with him. Well, okay, I'm gonna give myself credit here. I talked him out of that yesterday.
Damn
okay?
it. Well, then I need your tacos and the gaucho sandwich to come back at dinner.
I know. I mean, I don't know. Steve's he's a savvy guy and he's a great chef, so he's going to make up his own mind.
It's a tough location for lunch.
But let's say I was bagging on the idea of lunch. I just thought it would be too much work for him, and I said, get your sea legs for 5 nights a week. 2 days off, 5 nights a week. Build your business that way. Don't overextend yourself because I don't think you're going to make as much. I'm giving you the speech I gave him last night because I just don't think you're going to make that much money during the
work,
day.
yeah.
But in the evening, especially towards the weekends, when you have the Chinatown crowds, you have the Sand Dollar Lounge right there, you have the strip people coming in from the strip, it'll make it all worthwhile. But trying to squeeze lunch into that, I think, is kind of is a fool's errand. But we'll see what he does.
Would you recommend a brunch?
No, brunch is one. I'm going to go to my grave. I want it on my headstone. He hated brunch. Okay, please.
More than anyone else.
More than anybody on earth.
He hated brunch the most.
Yeah, okay. So,
Well, we love you, Steve Kessler. We're glad you are closer to us here in Chinatown. So everyone, go check it out. Go support him. And let us know your thoughts.
all right, now are we ready for pet peeves?
Let's go to our listener question.
Yeah, well, we have a great one. Go ahead and read Jacob A. right there while I tee up my pet peeve here.
Vegas local of 18 years, love the local scene, but I've been missing a number of chefs who used to have standout restaurants. Any idea what happened to them? Hubert Keller, loved the tuna tacos at Fleur. Ralph Parazzo, I think this may have been one of the best, less-known steakhouse, not a steakhouse places in Vegas.
Talking about BBD at the Palace at the Palace Station.
Jeffrey Weiss, Valencian Gold, was one of the most special off-strip restaurants Vegas has seen in years. Paella made over fire alongside the most fun tapas and cocktails, very missed by us. Justin Kingsley Hall, his work at Atomic was great. Where did he go? Sheridan Su, we loved every grain, miss his cooking. Sheridan Su, I think
We started at Flock and Fowl on West Sierra, moved downtown.
Fat Choi or Fat Boy or
And then he moved to the Fat Choi inside the little casino, a tiny little casino on the on East Sahara there. And I do not know what Sheridan's up to anymore.
I don't think he's cooking.
I don't think he's cooking. I'll go right through. Hubert Keller, basically, after having one of the best restaurants in America at Fleur, that then got repositioned as a casual. Fleur de Lis is what it opened as in 1999, and then sometime around 2008, it got repurposed as a more casual place. I think it lost its mojo then. He also had a great burger place. Remember, Hubert Keller was one of the first great burger restaurants in town, also in the mall at Mandalay Bay. But slowly, one by one, his restaurants closed with the hotel, and sadly, he lost his wife a few years ago, the lovely Chantal. And I think I don't know what Hubert's up to. I know he lives in Las Vegas, has a lot of fans, and I run into him every so often, give him a big hug when I see him. But I don't think he's cooking anymore. Ralph Parazzo, of course, had BBD in the Palace Station, and it was both a burger place and a steakhouse. And it only lasted for a year or two. It got nominated for all kinds of awards, both by the magazines I was writing for and others. It was fabulous, but it was too good for Las Vegas and way too good for the Palace Station. Same I could say for Jeffrey Weiss at Valencia Gold, which was an incredible Spanish restaurant out there on South Rainbow with wood-fired paellas of all different kinds. You chose your paellas. The food was off the charts, but it was the wrong concept in the wrong place at the wrong time. But it was fabulous for its short run. Justin Kingsley Hall was at Atomic, then went to Main Street Provisions. He was the chef that opened Main Street Provisions, and at last report, he is doing some consulting work in another state. In fact, we just mentioned Sheridan Su. I think Sheridan is kind of retired from restaurant cooking at this point. So yes, Jacob A., obviously, great taste and a great finger on the pulse of Las Vegas restaurants over the last 10 years or so, because these were some of the best we've ever seen. Sadly, we're not going to see any of them again.
I think Jeff Weiss is coming back.
Jeff is traveling the world these days. I mean, I'm friends with him. We run into him sometimes. He is a Spanish. He's one of the cognoscenti of Spanish food in America. So his talents, I'm just waiting for him to find the right concept.
Same. Okay, pet peeves, John. Fire away. You've got two. I'm going to let you have two, and I will take none this week.
I'm going to do.
It's going to piggyback.
I just lost it because I had it teed up, and you know what the food guy and I argue about this all the time. When you have something teed up, you're trying to listen to it, and then your face. You and I talk about it. And then it reboots. You know what I mean? And you're like going, "My God, this is exactly what I want to listen to." And then you go, "Oh, now." So here's my buddy Steve Dolinsky. I'm going to back this up. Well, let me introduce him. This is Steve Dolinsky. Used to be the Hungry Hound in Chicago.
Okay.
He is a James Beard award-winning restaurant writer, critic, a reviewer. He now, I think, works for a TV station or in Chicago, as well as he runs the Chicago Pizza Fest. The man is a pizza expert. He's well known by Arena and all the people in town. A great guy. He comes to Vegas quite a lot, and he's got major chops as both as a food writer, a critic, and somebody that you can learn a lot from in all areas. Well-traveled guy. So they asked him what his pet peeves were. So I'm going to back this up and turn it up, and so you can hear what his are, because I adopt totally my buddy Steve Dolinsky's pet peeve of the week.
I really think people need to stop reviewing food in the front seat of their car and calling that criticism. That's got to stop.
Yeah, I agree 100%. People have to stop eating food in the front seat of their car and calling it criticism.
This could apply across the board to influencers. When some stupid ass influencer, goes, I like this. Yes, this is my review of this restaurant. I really like the tacos, but I didn't like the vanilla smoothie. It's like, you're not reviewing anything. You're just somebody out there telling people what you like.
Well, I think Keith Lee made it a thing because he has some level of fear of crowds. And so Keith Lee was the famous guy that would go in, order a bunch of stuff, take it out, and he would eat it in his car rather than eating it in a restaurant. And I think it's the weirdest fucking thing ever.
Well, I mean, I don't know Keith Lee from Adam. I'll tell you two things. Number one, I watch some of his stuff. He doesn't know anything about food.
Right.
He's just telling you what he likes, what he doesn't like.
Yeah.
And it's one of these, like, this is really good. I like this taco. I give it a 4.5. I mean, it's like, what is it? Doesn't tell you anything.
Because everyone has an Instagram or social media, they've got an opinion, and their opinion matters, John.
No, it's because your generation substitutes information for wisdom. Okay. I mean, you just want it quick and dirty and as superficial as possible, and pretend that you're actually learning something, or you're getting something with some gravitas behind it, when all you're getting is the most superficial information possible. And your generation is all they demand. And I put this on your door. I put this on your doorstep. I do. I mean,
that's what that was when I walked out the other morning.
Okay, I've got another pet peeve, though. So.
Okay, I agree with this 100%. People going to the front of their car and just reviewing food. They don't know anything from, they don't know up from down, and I think it's BS.
Well, it's funny because CityCast Las Vegas, when I was overseas, asked me if I will be on a show coming up to talk about the impact Keith Lee has had on Las Vegas restaurants. And I wrote them back, said, I'd be glad to be your local curmudgeon on this, but the impact he's had on Las Vegas restaurants is zero.
Actually, no. What was it? There was one place, like, it had a weird name, Rue and something, Pie and Rue, or Rue and Pie. I don't know. I forget what it was called. He went there. Someone reached out to him and said, we're struggling. We'd really like you to come check it out. He goes, really liked it, gave him a great review. They had lines out the door for about 2 weeks, and then dead, closed, doors locked. And
you just made my point.
Yeah, and so he's made like these little blip impacts, but the problem is social media is doing this. It'll create this like false prop up of a shit restaurant for a very limited period of time. And I think he did it with Joy Burger at one point, and then they closed, but now they're back. But again, I don't know if it's sustainable.
Well, the same people, it's the same criticism can be leveled against the Portnoy guy with his pizza stuff. And I've heard some pizza people say he will go to a place and go, man, I give this pizza 5 stars. Mm-hmm. And I mean, everybody has to go there. But, first of all, it's a small operation. It's not that good. He took one bite, rated it. He put it on Barstool Sports. Suddenly they're mobbed. Their product isn't that good to begin with, and nobody goes back. And it's like, what did you accomplish?
Yeah.
So that's that. My other pet peeve. I should save it. Okay.
No,
how
let's
we
go.
doing on
I don't
time?
have one.
Okay. Really quick. I'm watching Bobby Stuckey. I think he's a world famous sommelier. Talk about how restaurants need to be charging more, and people should quit griping about how expensive restaurants are. And I'm sorry. And I'm going, listening to a closeted, comfy, famous wine director sommelier whose routine is knocking back $1,000 bottles of wine and, and selling $20 bottles of wine for $200 and driving and all, fancy cars and flying all over the world. Oh, I'm talking about myself now, aren't I?
Yeah, you are. Way to go, John. I was waiting for you to pick up on it.
I haven't gotten to the punchline yet.
Okay, get there.
I don't sit around telling people how poor I am and how people need to be charging more money. And I think there should be rules for if you're going to be a restaurateur, and I know a few locally, and guys like this who want to make videos poor mouthing, your industry, talking about it, people don't appreciate you, you need to charge more money. There should be some rules in place like, first of all, if you're driving a $100,000 car, shut up. If you take a month off to fly to Europe every year, shut up. You know what I mean? If all you do is hobnob
But you were
with
there for
famous
2 weeks,
people.
okay,
Yeah. Yeah. Well, but I'm not sitting around crying poor.
Yeah, no,
and telling
I know.
people how they need to be giving
Or
me
how
and
they
my
just need to
business
be
more
living.
money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or just how they need to be living.
Yeah, and it just doesn't ring true. I mean, when I see what people like Old Manny's Tacos or Steve Kessler or mom and pop, Asian places, the way they bust their hump to just get by in their restaurants. And, they're not making videos about how they need to charge more and people need to appreciate them more because they work hard and their margins are so small. I don't see those people doing it. They're too busy working. What I see is you get to a certain rarefied air, the David Changs of the world and whatnot, and they just want to, speaking on behalf of all restaurateurs, you customers need to get used to us charging more money because our margins are so tiny and we need to survive and blah, blah, blah. Just bullshit. Put a sock in it. Okay, you lose all credibility for me when you're just some pampered rich person talking about how people should be paying you more money.
Yeah, I don't think I have any.
Yeah, I mean,
I have no complaint or disagreement there. Yeah, I
watch
second
David Chang's David Chang talks like this all the time. You'll see famous New York chefs, and they love to opine about the problems in the business and how they're not appreciated enough and how many people they employ. And then I look up the next time I see them, I'm living on Ibiza for the next 6 weeks, okay?
It was like
stop it.
The Monaco Grand Prix, the Formula One race was just this past weekend, and there was a great picture of the harbor filled with all these yachts and mega yachts and super yachts and just billionaires. And then the caption was, you need to no plastic straws for you. We need to save the earth. And it was just like perfect because that's how it goes, John. That's how it goes.
It just rankles me. It rankles me the contrast of the really hardworking people that really are working on small margins and not the people living in the rarefied air who cry poor.
And there you go. And
All
there
right.
we have it.
And there we have it. Another one's in the bank.
Go to Old Manny's.
Bon appetit, mes amis.